Hi children, how are you? Are you fine? Okay, how was our previous videos? Did you watch them? Did you write the questions and answers in CW? I hope you done all these things. Okay, today's our present topic that is Vladimir Lenin. Okay, he was elected as the leader of the Bolsheviks. Who are these Bolsheviks? Bolsheviks are the Soviets of soldiers and industrial workers and the people in the rural areas. They united together and they form one of the party that is Revolutionary Communist Party, and they represent themselves through this party and they show their power. Yeah, here Vladimir Lenin he became the leader of this Bolsheviks, and their demand is here unconditional and immediate peace of the Russia. And next they wanted to nationalize the lands and redistributed among the peasants, and nationalize the banks and control over the prices, and they remove the conventional government between October and November in 1917. Even though Russia could not get back the peace. In the meanwhile, a civil war broke out. It was led by the White Army of Russian empires and anti-soldiers of Britain, France and USA, and they defeated in the year 1920. Later these Bolsheviks they announced the end of the Russian monarchy, and they had permitted which of the nations were under control of these Russian monarchs they can become as independent. And these gradually these independent countries they joined in the group that is USSR. It formed in the year 1922. And hereafter in Russia there was no exploitation of these feudals and kings and capitalists. And Russia would like to become as a very strongest country in the world, and it should not have any inequalities based on the gender bias. So this is all about Vladimir Lenin. And after the death of the Vladimir Lenin, here is one more person. His name is Stalin. Became the leader of the Bolsheviks. Over the next few decades, he established his absolute power and he put an end to all his oppositions. And he would like to make the country or build the country economically very strong. So he introduced 5-year plan. In that, he introduced the program that is planned economic development. It's a twin policy of industries and agriculture. This is about Stalin. Our next topic that is impact of the Russian Revolution. Yeah, what was the impact of the Russian Revolution? Already I explained to you. It occurred in the year 1917 and it occurred in two phases, that is the Russian Revolution in March and Russian Revolution in October. So what was the impact, meaning is effect of this Russian Revolution over the world? Yeah, it shows a great impact over the world. Mostly, which are the countries they want equality and national liberty, they impressed by this Russian Revolution. From our country also, like Rabindranath Tagore, M.N. Roy, Jawaharlal Nehru, they impressed by this Russian Revolution. But these people they disagree to suppress the political parties, because this Russia it suppress the political parties, and most of the countries they are horrified by the violence of this USSR. So here is a person, his name is George Orwell, was a famous satiric novel writer. The novel name is Animal Farm. In that he explained or he highlighted the ideals of this Russian Revolution very clearly. This is about Russian Revolution. What the impact show over the world. After this topic, we have one more, that is economic depression. Yeah, the next topic is economic depression. Yeah, so far are you listening very carefully, children? Listen well. Yeah, what is economic depression? Yeah, worldwide, the economy meaning is money decline, because here low demand and prices fall down, factories closed, and the goods, whatever the goods that they need, they manufactured in a limited way. Once again the prices high up, it means shoot up. Later the purchasing capacity of the people, once again it reduces. So once again the prices fall down. And in the meanwhile, middle class people economy meaning is earnings, and as well as the government earnings also are economy also that decline. At the same time, stock market of the USA it collapsed. And later, here the people, those are peasants, also suffered a lot. Around 60% of peasants, they became as paupers. So like this economic means economical depression shows a but worst effect, not only in a particular place, all over the world. This is the biggest and very worst economic depression so far in the history. And economic depression in Germany, especially Germany, how it was affected. As you know that Germany has to pay the indemnity or penalty to the victorious nations, because Germany is defeated in the First World War. On the other hand, the Germany started the printing of currency in a large scale. And he is saying that to buy one loaf of bread, these Germans has to take or carry the loads of money in a carts. And here the production, that is manufacturing or that is factory production, that decreases around 40% when in the year 1932. It is comparing the year 1929 to 1932, 40% production has been decreased. And here men or educated people, they had a placards in their hands, and they had the placards around their necks, and wanting to do, it means they wrote on those placards, willing to do any work. So like this the people became completely unemployed. And here this unemployment leads to criminal activities also. And later, when we are discussing about this economic depression in Germany, only organized sector it was in a safety zone, but unorganized sector people, but organized sector meaning is who are they? Who are salarized peoples and government employees and some businessmen, they were in a safety zone. And what about this unorganized sector, like small shopkeepers, retail persons, they were hit by this economic depression very worstly. And here women, especially women, they were unable to fill the stomach of their children. So here at that time, economists and politicians, they started thinking about this situation. It means they were trying to know the reasons of the situation, and they came to an understanding that capitalism is the cause of the present economic crisis. So they suggested that instead of capitalism, if they have the socialism, then they will overcome from the present situation, that is the economic crisis. So among those people, here one of the person, his name is J.M. Keynes, one of the economist. He says that whenever the economy is going up, the state has provide the funds and generate the jobs or employment, told by the J.M. Keynes. Yeah, in this situation, some countries like US and UK, they started some programs. Those are known as here social development program or social security programs. In that first, we have to discuss about US. Franklin Roosevelt was the president of the USA. Introduced one of the policy, that is New Deal policy, or 3 R's. In that, recovery, relief, reform and recovery. Relief, reform and recovery. These three are known as 3 R's. Not only this US introduced social security system also. In that, universal retirement pensions and unemployed, it introduced what insurance, and physically handicapped and children in families, those are needy children and without fathers. So for these people also they introduced some social security programs. At the same time, end of the Second World War, Britain also introduced some social security systems or programs. In that, unemployment dole and sickness coverage, child care, health system, like this. And not only this, they give the importance of elementary needs like housing, food, education, and child care and old age people care and education of the children. So in this way, some countries they try to overcome the situation of that is economic crisis. This is all about economic depression all over the world and as well as in Germany. So far, did you understand, children? Yeah, later, fascism and Nazism. Yeah, next ideology of fascism and Nazism. This fascism and Nazism followed by the defeated countries after the First World War. Fascism meaning is united or bundle. Meaning is here unity of the means national unity, and in order to form or in order to expand the winning over other countries, that is known as fascism. And some features of the fascism are devotion of the country and adulation of the great leader like Hitler. These are the main features of the fascism. And next year, fascism followed by Italy, Japan, etc. And Nazism followed by the Germany. As you know that about Hitler. Hitler was a very great leader. Yeah, he gave the speeches in such a way in Germany, the people of Germany they attracted towards him, and he promises he will bring back the previous position to the Germans. Meaning he would like to restore the dignity of the Germans, and he would like to make the country or build the country very strong, and economically he will make the country very strong. In such a way, he became very popular. And in year 1928, he got 2.6 votes. But in the year 1932, he received around 37% of the votes in Riksdag. Riksdag is the lower house of the Germany, and he became as a leader of the country, and immediately he started his undemocratic ruling. He started his undemocratic ruling. And in the year 1933 on March 3rd, one of the act passed. That act name is here Enabling Act. This Enabling Act given the person of Hitler as a dictatorship. So he became as a dictator of the Germany, and he sidelined all the democratic institutions like parliament, and he completely banned the political parties, trade unions, and he could control, means he control over economy, state economy, judiciary, army. So like this, he control all these things. He has different kinds of police. In that, common police were in a green uniform, and here especially we have to discuss about Gestapo. Gestapo also one of the police, and this Gestapo, they would like to give the torture. Actually, they giving the torture to the people. It means arbitrary arrest, and they targeted the people, especially minorities. Who were minorities in this Germany? Minorities were Gypsies and these Jews. I think so. They killed around 6 crores of Jews and 2 lakhs of Gypsies, because they thought that they are the cause of the all problems. So that they targeted those people and they sent concentration camps, and they killed those people very cruelly. This is all about whom, about the Gestapo police. So like this, he continued his ruling. But in the year 1939, Hitler, he would like to attack or invade the Poland, because he wanted to occupy the Danzig port. But Poland refused to give this Danzig port. So immediately he announced the Second World War. And what he thought that? He thought that this invasion of the Poland is a small army operation. But Poland has the defense of Britain and as well as France. So this is the immediate cause of the Second World War. Here, the remaining causes already you know very well, children. In First World War, what are the causes we have? Do you have any idea? Yeah, in that aggressive nationalism, imperialism, a secret alliance, this Treaty of Versailles. These are the reasons, common reasons, even the Second World War also having. So, what is the immediate cause that I taught you for the Second World War? And here, in the Second World War, we have Axis group and Allied group. Axis group led by the Germany, Italy and Japan, whereas Allied group led by the Britain, France, US and USSR. These two groups are known as Axis and Allied groups. Here you listen very carefully. So, initially the Germany was defeated in the hands of the Allied groups. The a special place, that is Stalin got battle, and later Germany defeating after the Berlin is the capital city of Germany. It captured. Later Hitler and his associates, close associates, they committed the suicides. And later on here, Japan, it is one of the country in Axis group. It attacked upon the Pearl Harbor of US. Then US took the revenge upon the country of Japan, and this US it destroyed the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Places are located in Japan. Actually, these Hiroshima and Nagasaki are the very important cities in Japan. So this is the end of the Second World War. It started on September 1st, 1939, and it ended in the year 1945 August. So this is the end of the Second World War. So far we discuss about causes. Yeah, in that common causes and immediate causes. Now, how to know what are the consequences after the First and Second World Wars? Consequences meaning is results. Do we have any results or not? Yeah, in that results are like this. Here, enormous human loss. Yeah, around 1 million people that they died in the First World War. And in Second World War, 20 to 25 million people that they died. And whoever they died, especially they are men and below 40 years people. And in this First World War, means in this World Wars, even India also involved, because here British Viceroy, he, because of this person, we involved in this war. Our Indian army is sent to North Africa, Europe and South Asia. Around in First World War, around 75,000 soldiers were died, and in Second World War, around 87,000 soldiers were died. So this is one of the what consequence, meaning is result. Is it a good result, children? No, it's not a good result. Next, changes of the maps. These Europeans, they changed the map after the First World War. They changed eastern part of Europe and central part of the Europe. After the Second World War, the world map has been changed because some nations they became as independent. Later on, we have one more topic, that is universal enfranchisement. Enfranchisement meaning is here the vote right. Yeah, here the British women they got the vote right in the year 1918 because men were busy in a battlefield and women were engaged to work in factories, bakeries and so on, because they were the breadwinners. Our last topic, that is UNO. Yeah, here after the end of the Second World War in the year 1945, October 24th, United Nations of Organization was formed. And here, what are the objectives of this UNO? Preventing wars, preserve the peace. Second objective is upholding the human rights. And third one is respecting the international law. And fourth one is promoting the social development. So these are the four important or four main objectives of the UNO. And this United Organization is working through its agencies like UNICEF, UNESCO, ILO, WHO are the agencies of this UNO. So this is the end of the world during the world wars. So children, did you listen carefully so far? After listening or watching the video, you take the textbook and read the book very thoroughly and underline the most important points, years and eminent persons' names. Whatever the questions we are sending through the WhatsApps and answer sheets also we are sending, you write down in the CW very neatly with the date, and as well as you learn those questions and answers, because one word meaning is here short answers, short questions are very important. Okay, children. I hope you will do all these things. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay home. Stay safe.